Welcome back. Egypt and Spain enjoys decades of partnership, and today we're going to focus on the impact of this partnership on shaping the future of the Mediterranean. Well, of course, it's a pleasure to have with us here in the studio Engineer Mostafa Wali, and he is former General Manager of Federation of Egyptian Industry and member of Egyptian European Europe Council. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, first of all, I would like to talk about this ancient, let's say, relationship between both countries and its impact on reshaping the future of the Mediterranean.
Well, when we talk about Spain, it goes directly in our memories and what we have been studying over the years and across generations and even centuries, that Spain has a very specific and very special psychological and political and historic role in Europe in general. You know, when it comes even to philosophy, when it comes to science, it's long history. Plus, it's a very unique and important geographical position in Europe, and its direct and so closeness to Africa in general, and let's say we are talking in the East in this case. Plus, the history between us as a country over the years and over generations, it was always friendly, and there were times when the cooperation took a lot of very impressive and very productive results, especially in the new and the modern ages and modern political and economic life in Egyptian history, current Egyptian history. And maybe also, not maybe, it's true that the visit of President Sisi just recently to Spain and His Majesty welcoming him there, and it shows, and now His Majesty and Her Majesty are here, the royals are here, and they will have a very good tour in Egypt in such time. This altogether should be taken care of as a sign of what's Egypt, how important is Egypt, how Egypt is real Egypt. That's Egypt, what we should be proud of it, whatever the situation is.
Well, when we say Spain, we know that Spain is a gateway to Europe, and of course Egypt a gateway to Africa. So how can we build on this or take benefit of this, especially during this critical situation in the whole region?
Here is the geography has its role, and that's historic and that's fact. They are the entrance to the, Gibraltar is the far end of the Mediterranean to the east, to the west, and there is, and even Gibraltar is named according to the history, is coming from long time relation with Arabic, let's say, presence in Africa. And so it's the Mediterranean in this case, and the position and situation of the geographical location of Spain put it in a way that you can cross there, then you are in Europe, and you just cross, then you are in Africa, and we are not that far. I mean, when it comes, we are east of Spain, and they are west to us, but it's not a big deal, because now with the development in every aspect of communication, of trade, of whatever you think, which make there is a vital life, plus also that's the good side, but also plus the threats is there also, at least when we talk about the illegal migration from Africa due to their situation there, which Egypt has taken a very fair situation. We are not directly, of course, so close to Spain, but it is not that far when it comes to this.
If
So
you
at
just
least
allow me to start with this point in particular, because I was just going to talk about this relation between both countries, Spain and Egypt, and the benefit that they agree on certain cases or files in the region. So we have many challenges, including migration, illegal migration, climate change, and of course the Palestinian cause. So how can they work together on this and at least influence other countries or nations to abide by this and to continue?
Right. If we look at this through the bigger pictures dimension, which is the Mediterranean at large, you know, the South Med and the North Mediterranean. So Europe and all these countries of Europe which are overlooking the Mediterranean or the North Mediterranean, we are an important part of the South Mediterranean. So anyway, such situation we should make kind of, you know, relations between, at least there is marine business, there is, you know, fishing business, there is no transportation, there is no over this, you know, that's international marine transport, which coming from, of course, the Atlantic. And this altogether has to do with us because we have, as we were just mentioning, we have the other port to Africa through the Suez Canal, for example. And they have Gibraltar. So now we see only two important, let's say, international outlets or entrance and outlets for the Mediterranean. Is one of them is here and the other is there. So it's for the benefits of all of the countries of the basin of the Mediterranean to have kind of cooperation to keep this basin, this Mediterranean, as always it was, you know, the cradle of civilization. If you look at it over the years, you know, you see empires were on both sides, you know. In this case, we can embark on cooperation. Let's say, if we can, all these countries can get together into kind of understanding how to protect their interests and how to protect their achievements as countries, each country by itself, through kind of understanding how to keep this area safe and peaceful.
Right. Talking about green energy and infrastructure,
Yeah.
and how this cooperation can be a model for the Euro-Mediterranean collaboration in general.
This is a very specific area and very promising area, and the future will have a lot positive if we can manage to keep going and would keep our track in addressing this issue, which is the renewable energy. Spain has some good record in this, even the systems, and we can make use out of it through cooperation and understanding. And I think there are some very successful cooperation in this field.
How can we move beyond this? I mean, moving into technology, partnership, of course, educational, and also tourism. How do you see these parts?
Yeah, you know, when you talk tourism from the other side, you know, Spain is a hub. Yeah, a lot. You know, if
well, actually, Spain is a pioneering one when it comes to tourism.
Yes. I think the location also in the history has to do with this, and also we are we are the cradle of history. So actually, and they have some good projects in Egypt when it comes to tourism, and some good achievement in the other economic and scientific cooperation, and there is a very good, I think, I'm not so familiar with it, association which is taking care of the interest of both Egypt and Spain through joint cooperation and this assembly they have it here.
Well, both countries actually agreed on the Palestinian cause,
Yeah.
and agreed on that they need to make an immediate ceasefire, and of course allowing more humanitarian aid to enter into Gaza Strip. So how far can this support in the future or play a role in just facilitating more humanitarian aid and stopping this military operations taking place in Gaza?
I think this was even announced and written, and there is a very strict stand against what's going on from Israel side, from the political spectrum at large in Spain. And the visit of His Royal Highness here, this visit, state visit, is a proof that they know, I mean, Spain knows and believe and see how we are doing. I mean, how is our situation when it comes to this point is in the right direction. That we are, because we are seeking peace for everybody. That's our mission, and that's what's our slogan, and that's what the political powers in Egypt and all aspects are looking for it. So in this case, it's good that we have a member of the European Union, which is big bloc, which to add, because there are 2 or 3 other big countries, you know them, all of them is announced. They have their stand against what's going on. And then we have this visit now. This is really great, you know, because it shows that physically even, he's around, His Royal Highness and His Majesty, sorry, I mean His Majesty, I'm sorry, I'm confused sometimes. But anyway.
Well, when we talk about this partnership, so how do you see it in the future? If I'm saying by the year 2040, if we are talking about following these steps and a true partnership between both countries, what's the impact of this on many different files, including economic, trade, industries, all these things?
Good. In general, because that's my own understanding for international cooperation, for our international positioning, that it's for our benefit that we have a peaceful time and peaceful region, because nothing will flourish, no progress can be done, can be achieved if there is no peace. That's actually the lesson of the histories over generations, over the seasons, so in this case it's good that any country, regardless even of the position, I mean geographical situation or position, which share us this interest, that we get together, you know, and then we make use of our friendship, of our knowledge, of our cooperation for the benefit of both sides. In our case, Europe always will remain, and it is, and also the West in general, but I'm talking about at least European Union, where we are talking about a member of it now. Cooperation with any country who shares our understanding and our ambition, and they have the will to help and cooperate. This will be very good for us, and I think Spain is showing this now.
Well, the main concern now is that they are working on being proactive rather than reactive to all situations taking place. So how can they continue like this? I'm talking about now we are taking many measures. We are usually we can see it that the leadership thinking of the future, putting different scenarios to follow. And we have seen President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi several times. Actually, he was talking about the illegal immigration and how dangerous it's going to be, even for Europe, first of all, when they were talking about trying to take Palestinians out of their lands. So how do you see this? How far is it important to be proactive?
Okay, when things will develop to a very, very critical situation, which is already about to be. I hope it will not happen. Let's hope that this will not happen. In this case, all those who are interested in the peace of the area, and the area in this case actually should be covering the northern Africa, I mean including our Arab countries, including Egypt. I mean in this case we are in the south, and the north of Europe, and the south of Europe. And this, as you see, it's ranging from Portugal up to Italy and Greek in the Mediterranean. There will be direct effect if you know the God forbid drastic scenario could happen, and I hope and I pray it should not be, and it will not be. Everybody will be affected, because at least from the human side, from the human consideration, already what's going on is yani, I could say, I dare say it is a genocide. Then enough is enough. So because at least over the years now, and passing by 2 big wars, you know, where the horrors of the wars were seen in such situations, similar situation, should never again be recurrent. It can't be, it shouldn't be. No human being, you know, with consideration to the humanity should allow this to happen. That's my understanding. And the more we will have from states and, you know, communities who will take a strong and decisive situation against such drastic situation which we are talking about, you know, forcing people out of their places in such very, very humble, very painful way up till this moment. That's really unfair.
What kind of message does this visit send to the whole world?
Okay, if we talk specifically about, let's forget about that, because life will go on, inshallah, and in the peaceful side. It shows that how important is Egypt in its historic and in its impression on the world of and the history of civilization. His Majesty and the Queen are coming, and they will go around and see Luxor, Aswan, and see what they will feel, they will see by themselves what's there. And imagine with all this situation which you are talking about, but there is also a space, and then there is a room that they will see what's Egypt, and they will see modern Egypt also come in. This is important, and that's great. That's great.
Well, Engineer Mostafa Wali, former General Manager of Federation of Egyptian Industry, a member of Egyptian European Business Council, thank you very much for joining us. Right, moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on The Breakfast Show.